Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Hairy Muppet. We are going to be casting a very, very special series of games here today. This is another tournament, as you can probably tell by the title. This is going to be the EMS Spring Tournament. Now, the EMS, I haven't cast one of these before, but we're going to go into a little bit of explanation about the EMS and about the structure. But first of all, very first, this player down the bottom right is our pink Zerg player. You can't see his name in the game, but it is going to be Sasquatch. I'm not sure exactly how to say that, but we're going to say Sasquatch. And he is from the team coL. It's actually Complexity Gaming. It's shortened to coL, but he is from the Complexity Gaming team, and I'll tell you why that's important in a moment. Up the top left side, we do have a green Zerg player, hOpe, and he is from the Mouse team, the Mouse clan, which is short for mousesports. Now, the EMS is short for the, oh god, what is it short for? I've already forgotten again. ESL Major something or other. ESL Major Series. And I had a whole bunch of windows. It's short for the ESL Major Series. And I think they do different types of games, but this particular one, run back in the spring of 2013, back in early June, as a matter of fact, so they got these replays out nice and quickly, is actually a clan-based tournament. So they originally had 16 clans, and the way it would work is each clan would throw a few players up against another clan, and it was a best of 3 of a best of 3. So what that means is you'd have 3 players in a row going in. So the first player would face the other player. They'd have a best of 3 match. Then the second player from one team would face the second player from the other team, and they'd have a best of 3 match. And whichever team got 2 out of 3 wins, like 2 of their players won the series, that would be the team that would go on to the next round. Now, what we have here is the semi-final. So the semi-final is going to be between the team mousesports, represented by our green Zerg player hOpe, and we also have the team Complexity Gaming, represented by our pink Zerg player Sasquatch. So it's Complexity Gaming down the bottom left with Sasquatch, and up the top left it is going to be mousesports, represented by hOpe. So this is round 1. Game 1 of round 1 and the semi-final series. So we're going to see exactly how these players do and exactly how this game goes. Now, it's always very, very exciting when clans start getting involved. You see all sorts of stuff going on. You can see, alright, this clan is better than this clan's better than this clan. It's no longer just, well, this clan's got one really good player and this clan's got, a few really good players, because when it comes down to it, you can have a clan with one completely awesome player who dominates in 1v1 tournaments, but if the rest of the clan isn't up to scratch, then they may still get knocked out. I'm not 100% sure if players are allowed to keep going or allowed to repeat games, so if they win a game, they can keep going and face the next player. I have a feeling they might be able to do that. I'll just have a quick look. Yeah, I don't know if they can. None of the games which I'm going to be casting have that though. So every single game, it is a different player. So even if hOpe completely dominates Sasquatch, Team Mouse still has to send another player out, win a second round of games in order for them to progress to the grand final. So it's everybody going in and doing a great job, but we've got some very, very good early pressure from our green player, hOpe. He's going to go in with some early lings. He's already got speed, and he is building a lot. Actually, no, this is Sasquatch. He's building those in retaliation, in defense. He's just getting speed up. He's getting a lot of lings, but our green player, hOpe, is a little bit ahead of him once again. He's already got the lings out, and he is going to try and get some banelings up as well. He's already producing a couple of banelings. I'm not sure where they're being produced. Must be back up here somewhere. So there we go. So the pink player getting some very fast lings out after that early attack. He looks like he's already got a baneling nest out there. So he's already ahead on the baneling tech a little bit. And he's going to go in there. He's just got to build a crap load of units. If we have a look at the income, The green player with that attack managed to cut down on the economy of our pink player Sasquatch, and it managed to stop him producing drones. Of course, you can't produce 20 lings and still keep your drone production up to scratch, but our pink player Sasquatch, after he went in there, he did a bit of offensive and he's building 10 drones now. And our green player Hope may have expected that, so he may be going to move in now, because you've noticed that one of the really good things to do when you've just been put on the defensive is go to offensive as soon as your enemy leaves you alone, because that is the perfect time for Sasquatch to go in and build a crapload of drones when he has just put Hope on the back foot. But now Hope is going to go run straight back in. He was hoping to see a third base, but he's not going to. And Hope has quite a lot of forces, but I think that Sasquatch has the superior baneling numbers right here. He's sending in a couple of lings to try and knock those banelings out. Did not work. Got one of them down to barely any health. But here we go. Hope has got a few more banelings out. He does not want to waste them on these small amount of lings, though. He wants to trade banelings for banelings because he has the superior number of lings. At least right now. We can see that Sasquatch is building up a crap load of lings right now. He should have more than enough to defend this. And he has managed to get his drone count up as well to match Hope's drone count. So we should be fine. It's a very even game at the moment. And that one baneling did an extremely nice hit. Took out quite a lot of units. Still more coming out though. Meanwhile, our green player Hope is transitioning into a Spire right now. So he's gotten sick of the early pressure. He's done as much as he needs to do. But meanwhile, the amount of lings coming out from Sasquatch is starting to get very scary. They're going to take this queen out. And that is definitely bad for Hope, losing a queen. And I think he probably scouted out the Spire as well. That may have been the main job, scouting out the Spire, but he's definitely seen it. And now he's got to be a little bit worried about what's coming next. We've got to see what he plans to do to take care of this eventual Spire coming out. Wouldn't be surprised to see Hydras, maybe a Spire of his own. He's not really doing much. Did he actually see that? He saw it, and maybe he misclicked on it, but I mean, these guys are pretty high level, so you would hope that he would have clicked on that little building right up the back and checked out what it was. So I can only assume that he knows what's there. Oh, that was a major mistake by our pink Zerg player, by Sasquatch. Although he makes up for it by sending out a crap load of these guys. You can see he's still producing a crap load of lings. Sasquatch, he's still going out there, but he's defending this third base. He's definitely on the disadvantage at the moment. And yeah, he's going to have to run in to do some damage, but I think green may be a bit too ballsy at the moment. It's just, there's 32 lings versus 19, so we're going to need to get some good banelings hits off a number of players. Otherwise, he is just going to be completely screwed. And the combination of Sasquatch's base going down here and the Mutalisks coming out, he's been too worried about these constant ling attacks to really have any chance of countering the mutas, if indeed he did see them at all. And I think right now he is pretty screwed. I guess we have to assume that he did not see the Spire when it was getting built. It's definitely a mistake there, because he would at least have gotten some spore crawlers out at this point if he had seen it. So there we go. He's just going to go down when the mutas come out. Here comes the mutas. He sees them now. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. You can see an Evo Chamber come down this second. The mutas come down, so he's got to race to get some spore crawlers. And he has said he had his lings. He's got a, believe he's got a, no, yes, he's still got more lings than the green player here. He's got more lings than Hope, but with the mutas out on the field now, I don't know if it even matters. And yeah, Hope getting out a massive amount of mutas, just 8 at one time. Really pushing out that number, really well. He's going to manage to save this third base, but the spore crawl is just coming up now. So this attack up the top, right, very good from Sasquatch, getting the attack there, forcing the mutas to come back and defend, gave him some time to get the spore crawlers out. He's not going to be able to save this base, but he may be able to hold off the mutas, and he's made it his expansion. He's got quite a lot of queens, he's got some spore crawlers going down. He's going to eventually need something a bit more solid to take out the mutas, but for now he's just building a crap load of lings. He's using the fact that Hope has spent so much money on the mutas against him by just building up a constant supply of lings and sending them out there to do damage. So he has got hOpe on the defensive right now, and he's got to keep that push going on. You can see he's getting the upgrades for the Lings, so we may be seeing some Ultras later on, or he may just continue to go with the Lings. He is building an Ultralist nest right now. Not an Ultralist nest, got a bloody infestation pit. He's going for glands on the infestation pit, so that's going to give the infestors more energy. Infestor's going to be fairly good against mutas. Fungal growth on the mutas, I mean, they are not going to enjoy that at all. And mutas have a very big problem with clumping up. But yeah, these Lings, he's just losing so much money whenever the Lings go anywhere near the mutas, because the mutas wipe the Lings out and the Lings cannot do an equal amount of damage. He's got to go out there, he's got to keep these mutas away from his base. But with a bit of Lings on Hope's side as well, it's just getting harder and harder to get out there and make the attacks. You can see he's got another force moving up there. And he's actually not wiping out this guy. He wants him to see that he's moving back. But hOpe is getting out some roaches as well. And he's just had this base for so much longer. I mean, Sasquatch hasn't been able to hold the third. hOpe has. And this is really just going to wipe Sasquatch out in the next few minutes, I think. He's just not going to be able to keep up with the economy. And now that roaches are on the field, the Lings that he's building is just not going to be enough. The infestors are going to be his last hope, and he needs to make sure that he can get out some good fungals, really turn the tides with the fungal growths, or maybe the infested. I'm going to say fungals. I'm going to say fungals on the mutas are going to save him. And if he can take out the mutas, he's still got the roaches to deal with. But he can get some fungus on them as well. So it's really coming down to how well the infestors play out. But it may be a little bit too late. Muta's got to come down. There's so many right now. The infestor's going to run away. Come on, are we going to see some fungals there? The mutas are going to run away. They want none of that infestor fungal growth going on them. So they're going to be a little bit cagey here. And that's fine because they are so fast they can afford to be cagey. The infestors are going to have a lot of trouble catching up to them if they move all over the base. You can see they're going out, they're hitting a few random things. They're hoping to pull the infestors out so they can go in. Meanwhile, another Ling counter-attack coming out here to try and distract the mutas, but it's at the point where the mutas don't need to run back to fend off the Lings anymore. He's got more than enough ground army to take care of those Ling forces. And right now the question is, when is hOpe going to make his all-in attack? It looks like it's going to be extremely soon. All his forces coming down. He's maxed out, whereas Sasquatch has only got 90 supply, and not having the third base has absolutely killed him in this game. Here we go, the force is coming down, and I think the Sasquatch is just going to have to fold here. He did not have enough forces to take out even one of these armies, and he's got the roaches, he's got the banelings, he's got the mutas. hOpe is absolutely dominating everything. There's fungal growth coming down, but with all these roaches, I just don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think he has any chance. Fungals are so horrible against roaches. They've just got so much health. And the mutas are nowhere to be seen. They're hitting off here. They are just like, well, we don't even need to go in. They're just going to send all the roaches in. I'm guessing if all these guys managed to somehow die, he would have sent the mutas in to just mop up, because all of the fungals would have been used up at that point. So there would have been no danger of fungals on the mutas. But it didn't even need to. And yeah, it's just some the very early pressure from hOpe, keeping this base down, keeping it knocked out. You can see he took out this base like 3 times. Now Sasquatch tried to do the same. He tried to go in, take out this base a few times. The difference is he never got this base down, and hOpe got this base down quite a few times. And that is what won hOpe the game there. Some excellent attack on this hatchery, and then he just out-macroed the other player. If we have a look, 62 to 41. So that's a pretty major difference, and very, very nice play there by hOpe, pushing in there, getting everything done beautifully right at the early part of the game when they were so evenly matched. And the mutas just sort of killed every single Ling that the mutas killed, pushed it a little bit further in hOpe's favor. And yeah, Sasquatch just had no answers for the mutas. He was getting infestors, but that took way too long. By the time the infestors are ready, the roaches were also ready, and it was just GG for our pink Zerg player. So there we go, Sasquatch going down, and that is not good for what the god. My tabs keep going away. It's not good for Complexity Gaming. Complexity Gaming has lost the first game, and mousesports with their player hOpe really going in there, really doing some good job, and really, really winning this game. So it's going to be on to game number 2, and we are going to see if Complexity Gaming can go ahead and start turning the momentum around, or if Mouse Sports is going to be able to keep the pressure up when the next two players from each of these fantastic clans go in here to do battle. Actually, what the hell am I talking about? Oh, stupid. My apologies. It's a best of three of a best of three, so that means that it's not over yet for Hope and Sasquatch. It's not a best of one sort of game. It's basically, we've got another chance. Sasquatch can still pull off the first round victory if he wins the next two games against Hope. So we're going to have to go, and we're going to have to see if that happens. And yeah, coming up, game 2 of round 1 between Mouse Sports and Complexity Gaming, and it is going to be Hope and Sasquatch butting heads again to see who can take out the second game. And if Hope does win the next game, then it is going to be the first round 1 for Mouse Sports. But if Sasquatch wins the next game, then it is going to go to an ace match for round 1 between Sasquatch and Hope. So there we go. I will check you guys out later. Sorry for that mix-up, but clan games, man, they're a little bit confusing when you got players and clans and rounds all over the place. So there we go. We're going to go into game 2 now. Thank you very much for watching. This has been hOpe.